How to develop and grade a front piece with princess line. In this example, we will create a princess line from a front piece with bust dart. As you can see from the drawing from the compendia, the princess line can be displaced from the bust point with 0 to 3 centimeters. If you want to displace the bust point, do that at first, and then adjust the left dart leg in length and grading according to the video grading of bust dart. After that, you can follow the rest of this description. The princess line in this example will be going through the bust point. The shape of the princess line can be more or less curved depending on where it is ending at the armhole. See here example A, B and C. I will now decide the grading and the design of the princess line. I will start by deciding the point in which I would like it to intersect the armhole. I will do that by adding a grade point. Grade, modify rule and add grade point. I would like it to end 1 centimeter above the upper inset notch. So I will seek in on the line, pop up and type 1 centimeter in the end field, like this. Now the system will automatically grade this point proportionately according to the 2 points in which it is placed in between. I can choose to accept this grading, or I can change it by using specify distance and thereby get a specific distance from the shoulder point or the inset notch. In this case, I will just accept the grading from the system and I will digitize my princess line. I go line, create line, digitize line, and I have this add grade rules on intersections marked, and I start in my bust point and I will digitize my line up until this point. I can now adjust the line by moving the points. I will switch off the grading and now I will trace the 3 different pieces. Piece, create piece and trace. First the front piece by selecting the lines in a clockwise order. And I will call this one front 1. Then the second one. I will call this one front 2. And the third one. Calling this one front 3. Now I have the 3 pieces that I need. And I can see that they are still graded correctly. Now I would like to join number 1 and number 2 to one piece. Since they are graded, I would like to move the grading away from the merge line before I combine them. First thing to do is to add grade points to the grain line to keep, which is this one. Grade, modify, add grade points on both end points. Then I go to view, grade, stack on off, select 2 point stack, and I select the bust point as the first point and the other end of the line as the second point, and I do the same on the other piece. Stacking point here and the second point in the other end. I can now combine merge the pieces. Piece, combine merge. I select this one, create modified rules, and I select the merge line at first and the target line as the second. Enter piece name and we call it front 1. To get back to the original grain line, I can now stack in my grain line here with the grade points, view, grade, stack on off, 2 point stack, here and here. I can delete my internal line and have the 2 pieces I need. I will add notches in the bust points and in the waistline, and also here on the lower part of the darts to make it easier to sew together. To finally adjust the line shape, it is possible to add extra grade points on the curved lines. Grade, modify, add grade point, for instance here. Then I can go to grade, create, edit, and edit delta, selecting the new point. And I can zoom up and change the sizes one by one. This might change the line lengths a little bit, so always check with grade measure line after correcting line shapes like this. To get rid of the stack points, we trace the piece again before saving. Piece, create piece, and trace. And since I want to trace the whole piece, I can just select the first line, holding down my shift button and selecting the last line. Then I have the entire piece. Proving without selecting any internal lines. And naming it. We now have two correctly graded pieces. This rule is the first one that we decided, the intersection point to the armhole. These two rules are new because the piece has been rotated. The rest of the points could be copied directly from the basic pattern.